Maybe that's
We are going into a little. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back now. I think he's trying to fix his internet. So, because at the end of last session, there was a terrible loss. We are going to be going into Sakura's afterlife session tonight. So, you guys are all going to be playing separate characters. We're not going to be doing facts for this evening, but you will find your characters on the screen. I think Jerry, you won't be there quite yet, but we are going to just start things off with Sakura for now. But before we get into that, would someone like to give us a recap of what happened last time?
Sakura died.
I mean, yeah, essentially.
Let's see. We came onto a Nautiloid, and June for some reason can open the doors, which, according to one of the gifts, is only the mind flayers or the trolls that can do. And inside there, well, there was stuff, but they died from radiation. Then we went down. Oh, there were some beds, which most likely foreshadowed that we should most likely take a short rest, but we didn't. Down, and then we found a hip hop trowel. That's really important. They didn't want to talk with Sakura, so she fireballed them, and we killed them. Sadly, no one picked up on the wording that the mind blade was casting a spell, so we could have counterspelled, or at least tried. So we got sent into like illusion, I think, where we fought some mind witness and 3 mind flayers, where 2 of them got a hold of 2 mages, and they got a little snake. Sadly, no one was in range to save them, or yeah. But at least we saved you. So Matt didn't have to make another character.
Yay!
And then we end the session with basically one set to experience loss. And then, yeah. Ray was sad over losing Sakura.
Yeah, and with that, we are going to be cutting back a little, I guess, a matter of seconds, if not even a minute, as Sakura, you felt the Mind Flayer's tentacles wrapped around your head, and you felt it burrowing and flaying open your skull, pulling your brain from your head, and you felt the lights go out as you felt this cold wash over you, and before long you found yourself opening your eyes on a cold, just icy path that led ahead of you through what seemed to be snow up to in front of you. You can see what kind of looks like some kind of an inn, Kigani architecture, the kind of thing that you're used to, but you have no idea where you are. There is just mist and clouds, snow falling everywhere, and as you are looking around trying to gather your bearings, you see awakening in the snow lying next to you, Mota, as she stands to her feet, and both of you seem to be kind of translucent, and it immediately is apparent that you have died. What would you like to do?
Sakura would like to try to hug Mata. Also, like, just as an experiment to see if we're still like solid.
Yes. So you, as you go and approach her, you kind of help her up to her feet, and you do manage to actually find purchase. You are touching each other as if it was normal, but you can't actually feel her. It's like it feels like you're just kind of holding some air. It's a strange connection. Like your brain can't quite connect this. Yeah, it's a very very odd feeling. You both in this ethereal form, but you can touch each other. Yeah.
Shall make a mental note. Good. Oh wow.
Yeah. So you see, sorry, as you guys are standing there for a while, and looking around, Mata seems very shocked as she's sort of feeling her head after she clearly has experienced something similar. And you both look ahead as this inn, you can see the strange light emanating through the windows and a large sliding door at the front of it. You can see also there are three characters on flags above the entrance, and one says welcome, and the other two say on either side, the middle one says welcome, and on either side it says heaven and hell.
Does she have any indication of which one she should go through?
Well, all three flags seem to be for the same place. It's just the entrance over this building. There's only one door in front of you, but you can see there's a wooden walkway around that's raised up, that seems to go around the building as well.
Okay. I suppose she'll. How's the motto looking? I feel like Sakura would have been prepared for death. Like as a samurai, you have to prepare yourself for the fact you're gonna die. But I don't know about Mata. I feel like she might like still be in quite very shocked.
Let's see. Yeah, Mata, she seems in shock, but at the same time, she seems completely fine. She doesn't seem injured or anything. She does seem to be sort of clinging to you after you've helped her up, and is now just staying right at your side, busy looking up at this building, with a look of fear in her eyes.
Okay. I'll take her by the hand and I'll lead her through the door. Sort of give it a reassuring squeeze as well.
Okay. Put the door open there for you.
I can't see through it, but it does say it's open.
Okay, well, I might
Oh
mess that up.
my.
But yeah, as you open the door, you see sitting behind a desk in front of you, there is what seems to be a spirit. Hold on, let me add it to the stage. You see this large, hollow sort of creature with these long skeletal hands in a dark cloak, floating over the desk, and you see it's busy writing something in a set of scrolls in front of it.
She will give a deep bow to it. Say, "Ohayou gozaimasu."
Ah, new souls, welcome. What are your names?
She never actually did get Mata's. No. Shall I say, I'm Sakura Sasaki, and that is Mata Neko.
Yeah, Mata will also bow and introduce herself. She seems to be realizing what's happening now and calming down a little bit. This place seems quite warm and welcoming in the snowy outside, from the snowy path that you've just walked up on. You see the creature picking up some sort of a quill and start writing on one of these scrolls, taking down your names, and then you see it looking up at you with just these glowing green eyes within this hood as it says, "Your ride will be here soon. Make yourself comfortable." And it just gestures out behind it to a few other doors. You can see one has a sign above it saying rooms, and the other two are just sliding doors. You can also see a couple of tables where there is some food set up on one of the tables that just smells absolutely delicious as you walk in. But he seems to go back to his work.
Okay. I guess we'll go and investigate the doors first.
Okay, yeah. While you are doing that, we're just going to cut over to Thomas Baggins, who you have been waiting here. You have been here for a long ass time since your battle. You've lost count of how many days or weeks or even years it's been, but there's been plenty of good fights coming through to keep you occupied, and in this time you have managed to perfect your corporeal form. You have managed to get some actual physical strength back, but you wake up just on another one of these endless sort of, it's not really morning, it's not really night, it always seems to be the same time of day, but you wake up in your room. What are you doing?
Cool. Let's.
So you know that you are currently staying in a what is essentially a, an inn for souls, departed souls that haven't yet been buried or cremated, and that this is kind of a limbo where there are some great hot springs and a nice inn, but other than that, it gets pretty boring here.
Just to basically get a little fun, just gonna cannonball into water.
Yeah, and the water is absolutely just warm and refreshing. It is the perfect temperature for this weather, and you take your cannonball, and it seems to actually have some sort of cleansing effect as well. It seems to heal the soul.
Swim around a little and
All right. So while you're busy swimming around, Sakura, which of the doors have you decided to investigate?
So she would have gone to this one first, and she would have knocked, before taking a peek inside.
Yeah, you can see behind that door, through it, you can see there is light coming through, like it leads to the outside, and you can just sort of see the snow falling um, through these screens, but it is an open sliding screen door. You can easily open it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Open it.
Yeah, and did that one actually work?
Yeah, I did. Just try and move the map. Yeah. So sort of
Um,
will step outside.
okay, so as you walk outside, you see the expanse of these sort of hot springs, and it looks kind of similar to the bathhouse back in Toto, but this seems a lot more like a natural formation. Though you see in the middle of the pool, would you like to describe your character, Thomas?
Big hulking like half orc who has some ears. It has like pointy ears instead of like little human ears, and like pretty much like rib his like abdomen looks like something that you could basically break granite on. And he's wearing like, oh well, currently he's bathing, but on the shore you can see uh like some fur shoulders. And, yeah, pretty much like fur. What's called the linen cloth, thing like that.
Quick question. Assuming that he's in the hot springs and it's a male, he's not wearing any clothes, right?
Nope.
Okay. Sakura quickly like bows down, like squeezes her eyes shut, and she's like, "Command assigned." She turns around quickly, reversing her eyes.
Yeah, you see that half orc butt just doing laps in this pool, and it's definitely a jarring thing to see your first time in the in the afterlife. You also see on the bridge across, you can see that there is a spirit more that looks similar to you in a this one actually fully clothed in a dress, and also in this sort of incorporeal blue form that is just busy floating there and seems to be looking out over the springs. You can both see now that this morning, from where you are standing, as you look all the way out in one of the central uh, in one of the central little baths, there is an old man busy trying to take a bath there, and there are currently two big spirit trolls that seem to be messing with him. You can just hear their voices echoing across this endless expanse, but you can't quite hear what they're saying from where you are.
Is Sakura able to take out her parasol? Does she still have it?
Yeah, you've got all the equipment that you had on you when you died.
So she takes out her parasol. Like she sort of like keeps it. So imagine her walking down like this way, but keeping it like this side so she doesn't do any peeping on the orc, and she sort of like heads over to where the old man and the trolls are to tell the trolls to stop.
So
there we go.
okay, at this point, um, Jerry, actually, do we have you on voice tonight? No, it's cool. I just wanted to know if, because sometimes I have Discord covered, so that's cool. But if you and well, actually, no, we'll get to that. But if you and your I don't know what to call him, if you and I want to chat in the DMs so long while this is happening, feel free to fill him in on some of the things that we discussed. But meanwhile, you will, Thomas, Mata, and Sakura, you have all seen this little commotion starting between this old man and some trolls. Thomas, what are you busy doing?
I'm like getting up of the bath, and it's like, hey, leave that old man alone.
Okay. Yeah, you guys start making your approach. As you do, let's see if I can actually add this guy. You see this troll just busy going, "My bath, old man, get out!" And you see this little old man that's just sitting in, and he goes, "Hey, what do you mean? I thought this place was big enough for everyone. Use one of the hot springs." And the trolls just are busy grabbing the side of this bath and shaking it from side to side, and this poor old soul is really seems to be getting bullied pretty intensely.
What was I gonna say? Sakura just averts her eyes again. She's like, "Why is everyone naked here?" She tries to approach them without looking at them, really. And she's like, "Don't you have anything better to do than pick on old men?"
One of the trolls turns around and goes, "No, not really. Who are you? Maybe we pick on you instead."
Well, you can try. That would be preferable than over picking on old men who can't fend for themselves. That is rather rude, you know.
The two trolls look at each other, and they just kind of give this loud belly laugh as they let go of the tub, and they both start making their way towards you. You see these trolls are at least 15, maybe 10 to 15 feet tall. They're pretty dangerous looking creatures, but as they are approaching, I assume Thomas is also walking up behind Sakura.
Yeah. Just then it's like, now you go from taking a fight with man to get that fighter you.
All right, I'd like you both to roll intimidation checks for me.
My map is kind of re-rolling. Let's see. Oh, it's not bad. That's a 16. Rolled on D&D Beyond.
How much? 16.
16, yeah. Keep in
Okay.
mind that Sakura's walking, like, her face is shrouded. Her parasol is, like, giving the shade, and as she arrives in front of them, she'll lift it just slightly so they can see her glare.
Yeah, and you are backed up. You are backed up by this massive half orc behind you who just rolled a 27. So you see both of them look at each other, and then one looks at the other and goes, "All right, well, this will be fun. Come on, brother!" And they both start charging in. I need you both to roll for initiative.
Quick question, you can't kill anyone already in the afterlife, right?
Well, you don't know yet. That is definitely an experiment you would probably want to have, but you're not sure if you want to be the one to die to test it out.
I'm just waiting for it to do its thing.
See, Sakura is already starting fights in the afterlife.
She is standing up for a poor old man who can't stand up for herself, for himself.
Well, that being said, Ian, as you finally arrive, you have just walked through the portal. It's quite a harrowing journey. It's been a long way to get all the way up the River Styx to where it meets the Astral Sea to come and get to this inn. But you have found your way into Limbo, and you see now ahead of you an inn that you're quite familiar with at this point. You've been here a handful of times for various reasons, but you can currently see the scene unfolding in front of you. And if you would like to roll for initiative, you may do as well.
Sure thing.
me
Where
just-
am I on the map?
There's a little ninja,
Oh, there, I see it.
so he
I've
was
put-
hidden as a ninja, but right now.
I rolled on D&D Beyond, that's a 21. And of course I'm up first and I can't roll for anything.
I
Most
rolled
likely
it.
because your character is marked as dead. Maybe that's why.
Oh no, my map's reloading.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled for initiative, but it didn't put me in the turn tracker.
But if us, I think it's already running, and that's why.
Yeah, I'm going to deactivate the dead status because that might be confusing. What did you roll, Ian?
I rolled a 7.
It's really funny. I rolled for Sakura, I got a 22. I rolled for Ian, I got an 8. It was like one extra than.
What's in the bag? What's in the box?
What's in the box? Why? Where's the box? I don't know. Why are we talking about a box?
So, Sakura, are you managing to? Are you reloading the map, or are you on the stream?
Yeah.
Or what's it?
I'm on the stream and my map is reloading.
Okay, well, can you see what's happening in front of you? Because you can tell me what you would like to do.
Barely. Can you move the map a bit down, Australia? By any chance?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to. Like, now we should. Map.
There we go. Cool. Should she start with the? You know what? She will do chain lightning, and they need to make deck saves. And it's non-lethal.
Oh, okay. One got a nat 20, one got a 6, so the one fails.
Okay. And then takes 10d8 damage.
Damn. Okay, and half on a success.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Roll for damage.
I can't roll for damage. Just well, actually. Oh yes. Just as I'm out.
Should be able to roll just on your character sheet.
Ooh, Sakura's private.
Unlucky.
Bad.
Okay, okay, yeah, they came through privately. I see it was 41.
Yeah.
Because it did actually, just for reference, it did actually roll for the damage the first time, but
Oh.
that was way worse. So no, the 41 is what will.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So you see this this lightning arc between the two trolls as they both just get shocked, and you kind of see their forms becoming more solid for a moment, and then yeah, that is going to take us to Thomas's turn, I think. Unless there was anywhere you wanted to move or anything, Sakura.
No, she's just staying there. Got her parasol.
Okay, yeah, you just unleash that from behind the parasol, and then yeah, Thomas Baggins, you're up.
Yep, Thomas Baggins. He basically like, so you know what? You make me really angry, and he basically rushes over to this one and like grabbing his axe really hard and doing a swipe with the great weapon man. He's like really like,
Oh, that first one is a miss. You see as the thing is just getting electrocuted, it sees you coming and goes slightly more incorporeal as your axe just goes straight through it, and it chuckles. That's your first attack.
damn you! Tries again. Hit the
Okay, yeah, an 18 will hit.
yay! Nice. 27.
Oh no.
Nice. Okay, so oh, it's nice to have a full-blown barbarian. Holy crap! The so yeah, you see it try and go incorporeal to avoid the first blow, and then you just come back with another one as it's chuckling and just cleave into one of its arms. You see the arm now actually coming loose from its socket. It looks quite gory, but it's strange. There's blood spilling onto the floor, but you can't actually see much. Is that all you're gonna do?
Well, it seems I've been disarmed. Have you learned your lesson? Render now.
Wait, did you cut off an arm?
Basically, it's hanging on by a thread.
Disarmed.
I just realized it didn't actually begin the.
Sakura stifles a chuckle.
Okay. All right. So you see, as you. So is that the end of your turn? Sorry.
That is the turn. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So as it goes to his turn, you start to see the arm click back into place as you see it knitting back together, and the troll regenerates, and it gets 10 hit points back as it just reconnects the arm, but it still seems quite badly damaged as it then goes and lifts its arm up above its head and is going to try and strike down at you, Thomas. Oh, and that's a miss. So you see it just cleaving down, but you easily sidestep it, and it just crashes its fist into the snow, and then okay, yeah, and then it tries to bite at you, and then follow up with an uppercut. Oh, that one hits. So its bite is going to hit. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw
Oh no.
as oh, I didn't even realize trolls could do that. That's oh, and with that you are stunned
Oh, shit, not one.
as the bite just stuns you, and somehow, even though you are stunned, it follows up with a claw attack and misses. Yes, and you took 19 damage there from its bite attack,
Is
but
that
that is
half?
going to be the end of that one's turn.
that half we
No, were you? Did you say you were raging? I didn't hear
yes,
that.
that's where that was basically when I started. That's why yeah. After,
I think that should. Oh, I think I might have added in. Just add back the 19 because it should have only been 9. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Is there a way to actually activate rage? Did we ever figure that out for you, Jerry?
the only way you can basically see it is in the damage calc. That's
No? There we go. You can. You should be able to. There is a way to actually do it, but anyway, okay. That is going to take us to the other troll, who also regenerates 10 hit points after taking the lightning damage, and he is going to rush in towards you, Sakura. But he is going to take a swipe at Thomas as he goes. Okay, you take 20, so that actually you can heal back 10, sorry, because that auto applied. And yeah, as it comes and swipes at you, and then it is going to take a second swipe against, or it's going to actually, yeah, take a second swipe against Sakura.
Mm,
That is going to hit.
what did it roll?
Of course, it doesn't tell me that.
Hello, everyone. So in addition to the aforementioned
It was a 12 on the roll, but what's it? Plus 7. So
Mm.
that was a 19 to hit.
Let me use my parasol then.
Okay, yeah, you.
And next turn, my AC is 26.
All right, nice. As you see this claw come flying in, you just spin your parasol and deflect it as you see that it now trying to bite at you as well.
Oh, look. Your AC. If it stops the attack hitting you, the weapon bounces back at its origin using the original attack roll. So that attack would end up hitting.
Yeah, that's against ranged attacks. Double check. Does the parasol have any effect against melee attacks? Because I think you can just use it like as a shield, but the reflecting a thing is for ranged attacks.
It does either a weapon or a missile. So I think melee would bounce back.
No, that no, that doesn't make any sense. No, that's not the. I will have to go over it, but I'm pretty sure that I remember the wording being weird on that one. It is ranged attacks, so that can bounce back. Like
Rain, arrows, or maces, this wand can deflect it all. That's how it starts.
yes, you can deflect it, but you can't bounce someone's fist back into their own face. That's just silly.
Okay.
But reflecting back like a magic missile, that's the thing, is it's a wand that you're actually carrying, that it works as a shield, or you can bounce missiles back at people.
Hey,
Oh fuck! I realize it's not using a weapon, is it? That's where I went wrong.
That was its claw that just
Okay. Yeah,
went
that
at it, which is technically still a natural weapon, but well, I'll double check the ruling on that, but I'm pretty sure that there is a stipulation about that. But yeah, anyway, it messes with its bite. It is definitely managing to deflect it very easily. At which point, yeah, someone starts to emerge from the skull down at the bottom.
Alrighty. Do I know rough housing and stuff happens often at this inn?
Yeah, it's pretty common for souls to get out of hand, especially disgruntled souls that aren't sure why they or don't even realize that they were dead. There's often fights breaking out here.
Yeah. So Ian is walking through, stretching a bit after a long journey, and he's currently muttering to himself, maybe I can stop in one of these hot springs. That's not a bad idea. And he sees what's happening. I don't think you'll see Sakura from here because she's currently covered by two giant trolls. Do I know what Iron's, I guess, standing here is? Does he have any sort of what's it? Any sort
He,
of power? Yeah.
he would be a representative from hell, so you wouldn't have any authority necessarily, but other than you can escort a soul out of here,
All
or
right.
multiple souls. Like if you had, that's basically, you're not usually the one that they send, but this was a special case. You know who you're here to find.
Alrighty. So I see the fight going on. I'm like, they're bothering everybody. I'm gonna quickly nail these guys. So I'm gonna. Would I be considered hidden at the moment?
Yeah, from them, they definitely haven't noticed you.
All right. I'll let loose an arrow to hit this guy in the back.
Okay, go for it.
And I have super advantage because elf bullshit. So he takes a total of 29 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
And after that, I will. Yeah, I'll hop on down. I have 35 feet of movement. Yeah, and I'll try. Yeah, I'll take cover behind this hot spring over here, and I'll hide
Okay,
again as a bonus action.
cool. You can give me a stealth check.
Sure thing.
Ah, it's good to see Iron again, or not see him, as would be the case. Is that going to be your turn?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Muttering to myself, they never learn, do they?
And that is going to bring us to the top of the round with Sakura.
Um, I think she's gonna take the staff that Sessa made for her and gonna bash it into the. Oh fuck no, because then other people are gonna have. No. She's gonna attack with her grandfather's swords, I think. She's not so
Okay.
keen on using the mind flayer stuff right now, you know, given the circumstances.
That first one was
Ooh.
at 20.
But yeah, that was one-handed because I'm dual wielding.
Yeah, naturally with these.
That will be 30 damage from the first one, and then didn't roll. The 16 hit?
The 16 does not hit, it just misses actually.
Okay. Yeah, and that's her turn.
Okay, so yeah, you start sword fighting this thing that is going to take us to Thomas Baggins, and at the end of your turn, you can make another wisdom saving throw to break the stun.
I don't think that do anything.
And no, I don't think that's going to do it. But let me double check. Yeah, at the end of your turn, you don't have any like barbarian stuff that might help you.
Not unless it's a dex thing.
No. Okay, so yeah, you are still stunned, and that is going to take us to the troll again. That is in front of you and just took an arrow to the back of the head, but is sort of looks around behind it, doesn't see anything, and then turns back to Thomas, and he's going to try and well, he thinks he's going to try finish you up.
Guess I just can ignore that roll. It's I don't think you can stun.
Does it request a roll?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, yeah, you can ignore that one.
Yep.
Sorry, I tried to use the multi-attack feature, but it didn't work too well. I thought that was going to speed things up. So the one hit you, did that actually do damage then?
Didn't say any damage. I think I think for some reason you actually need the wisdom.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. It was 23 there, so you can halve that. Oh no, actually you can't be halving these. This is psychic damage that it does. This is a spirit troll.
Oh, interesting.
That's why it stuns you. Sorry, I just realized that it's psychic damage. So so no, actually you would be taking the full damage on these. I think yeah, do you mind just double checking what that was? But it's claw attack. The first is an 18. I think, does that hit?
18 hits,
Second
yeah.
one. Okay, the 18 will hit, but the 15 misses. So you take another 23 psychic damage.
Ugh. Nasty.
Okay, that's that one's turn. You've added that, yeah? Okay, and yeah, this one is going to, yeah, it's going to try and pile in on Thomas as well now that it sees this with one strike. Oh, that's a crit.
I force a reroll.
Oh, why am I trying so hard to bring Sakura back? What the fuck? The system does not allow for this. Okay, he'll put that damage back when everything's automated, and then your character's got all the rerolls.
Oh, then imagine if I brought lucky.
I got another
Oh.
crit.
What?
Oh, two nat
So-
20. Okay, I can't help you again, man. I tried.
Okay, you can drop it to 11. So heal yourself 4 hit points. It was 11. But yeah, so that was one. And the second one, that's another 17. and then it's going to turn around and try and bite Sakura.
That's pretty.
Maybe it has.
That I could not see what that roll actually said, but it said it. What your AC goes back down to normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
I'm
then
use reaction.
sorry, say again.
And I've already used my reaction, so.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. So you'll take the normal damage on this, and I need you to make a wisdom save. It might actually prompt you to do that.
Yeah, it does. Oh, nice.
Okay, you succeeded on the wisdom save, so you're not stunned, but you do take a little bit of damage. Yeah, you take the 13. Nice. Okay, so then that is going to take us to Iron again. Sorry, Ekron, I thought I thought this would go quick. I didn't mean to leave you waiting. If you want to play Ghost, you're more than welcome to.
Righty ho! I am gonna send another shot against the closest. What's face? Troll. With super
Yeah, that.
advantage.
Okay, yeah, that'll definitely hit. And 27 damage.
Yeah, that was 3 ones, nearly 3 sixes from my sneak attack. Wow. Anyway.
Oh wow.
Oh, if those ones hadn't been there, you might have actually killed it in that shot.
Yeah, I guess I'll start moving up a bit more. Bonus action hide behind that rock over there.
Okay, you can get another stealth check.
Whoa, what the?
Easy.
Why did it roll so many? Anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah. What are all the extras?
I don't know, actually.
I think I know. I know at least one of them. It is because of his rogue feature, reliable talent, which because he is proficient with stealth. It basically means that he can't roll below a 10. And since he rolled a 2 on the second one, it basically autocorrects it to a 10.
Okay. Whatever that
Right.
means.
Well, at the top of the round, Sakura, the one troll is looking nearly dead as you just saw another arrow hit it in the back of the head, and the one in front of you is looking rather hurt, a little bit hurt. What would you like to do?
Well, she's a little bit scared about actually killing it. If it looks almost dead, she's gonna leave it and see what it has to say, but she'll attack the other one again. With the swords.
Oh,
They
just
can be
realized I can
pretty
reroll
useful.
damage.
And those are both going to miss. Even after death, Sakura still hasn't learned to play to her strengths.
She doesn't like technically she could disintegrate with her 7th level slot and do 13d6 plus 40, but like then it's gonna die. She doesn't want to kill it. She just wants it to like stop. You know.
Yeah, those are not her only two options, but okay,
Fair enough.
you start swinging through this thing and you see it go incorporeal and you just missing, going slicing straight through it, doing no damage. That is going to take us back to Thomas. I'll need another wisdom save from you. You know what? I will give you advantage on this one because they've been beating the crap out of you, and it's just, oh yeah, that's still not enough. All right, not the wisest orc, but it seems to be able to take a punch.
Well, look at the bright side. They have gone steady up, so next time maybe.
All right, now going back to this troll, he's going to keep on just laying into Thomas. Oh, and it misses with the first. It's taking very long to roll. Hits with the second, that's only 6 damage. And for the bite, I'll say if you make it through this wisdom save, you will actually be able to break this down.
That's still with advantage.
Sure. Okay, so this thing just, as it bites into you, you just feel the rage pumping through your blood, and you feel your neck start to turn as the muscles come back under your control, and you do take that damage, but this thing's jaws are wrapped around your collarbone, and you are awake again. But that is going to take us to the other troll, who is now going to take his claw attack, first claw attack against Sakura.
Mm. Oh,
And badly misses. So with that, you just see it lunge towards you, and you spin out of the way as it kind of dives into the snow and lodges its like claw into the snow, and you see it now scrambling to get back up to its feet. Its jaws bite at your leg. Oh, and that misses as well. As you easily step out of the way, it comes up with one more claw strike. And that one is going to hit. I didn't see any dice roll, but if you want to try and use a reaction, you can.
yeah, she'll use a shield reaction. So it goes up to 24.
Okay, yeah, you manage to deflect the next claw with your shield as it starts sort of circling around. It will actually leave the reach of Thomas Baggins, who still thinks is stunned. You will get an opportunity attack if you want.
Me?
No, Thomas Baggins.
Okay.
You with it? Thomas?
Come here, boy.
He disappeared.
Okay, you must be AFK. So,
And we lost Ekron. And Ekron's back.
What?
I said you get an opportunity attack, Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, were you just not responding to the name Thomas?
I was just thinking like, oh Thomas. Oh yeah. I was just thinking like, yeah. I was just like, oh yeah, that's right.
Who are they talking to? Why do they keep shouting for Thomas? Yeah, so that definitely hits. You manage to cleave through it as you come to, and you see the other one trying to move away. You just turn and manage to hit it with the back swing. That'll take us to Iron again.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do some health bullshit here. They're in these things are in a nice line at the moment, and they a little bit incorporeal. Can I try take a shove with my bow to hit through the one and hit the other as well?
Yeah, they are taller than the other two. So I'll say if you're going for neck shots, you could probably, if you manage to line up the soft parts, you could probably do that.
Alrighty, I'll try to do that. My super advantage bow hit. So it's gonna be a 23.
Okay, yeah, 23 will be able to do that. Let's see how much damage. And yeah, actually, because this one only has 16 hit points left, you managed to send the arrow right through its throat and into the other one. Do you want to describe what that actually looks like?
Yeah, so basically he pops out for a second, quickly aims his shot, and lets loose, and it flies right through the throat of the first one, making it, I don't know how a spirit dies, and then hits the other one in the throat as well, very precisely.
Yeah. And for how a spirit dies, there is blood coming out of these things every time you hit them, and you see blood spray all over Thomas Baggins as the thing clutches to its throat and then falls back over into the snow, and you see it lying there. Its eyes seem to roll back in its head. It seems to actually be lying there on the ground dead, just as any other creature would be, as the arrow implants itself in the other one who lets out a screech. Is that going to be your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up here, and also again bonus action hide, and that'll be me.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Okay,
And
you
again,
hide behind cover there. You've got full cover behind that little hut. And Sakura, you're up.
She is going to use. How dead does it look?
It
Like how old
looks
is
pretty
it?
badly injured.
She'll use a firebolt.
Okay.
Remember disadvantage at
Oh damn, really?
yeah. I don't think I don't think there's talent that it's
Okay. Roll another one. So disadvantage.
Yes.
That'll be a 19.
Blasting something with fire at point blank range can be detrimental to one's health.
Okay, so at disadvantage, that'll be a 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yep, and that's 17 points of damage.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you blast this thing in the face with fire, and you see it rear back, just sort of swatting at its face, trying to put it out. It takes that damage. It is now looking even worse. It's looking quite near death now.
Cool. Yeah, that's her turn.
Okay, that'll take us to Thomas. You are no longer stunned.
Well,
What would you
Thomas
like to do?
Baggins, he's pretty pissed, so he basically grabs the corpse of the dead one and basically starts beating the other one with it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, sure. Give me an athletics check, but I will definitely allow that. Yeah. All right. So you absolutely grab the one that's busy clutching at its throat. You grab it by the ankle and full on Hulk swing it through the air and clobber it down on top of the other one. Yeah, you can roll an unarmed strike to hit. Okay, yeah, 20 will definitely hit. And with the body of this thing, we will say, and with your strength, what is your strength score actually?
It's 16. This is one that doesn't have like superpowers or anything.
Okay, so this one. But he got a 2 on his strength save. So as you swing this thing through the air and clobber it into him, he goes crashing down onto the ground, and he takes 15 bludgeoning damage as he is knocked down to the ground and knocked prone. And that is going to be, yeah, that's your first attack.
Well, that's gonna be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna basically like take the other corpse and basically just come like grab it, jump up in the air, and just slam it down on him. Like think of it like a pile dive directly into the corpse.
Okay, yeah, you can continue using this corpse as an improvised weapon, and you pick it up and you pile drive it down. Give me another unarmed attack. This time at advantage because it is prone.
It would anyway have been at advantage since unarmed strikes uses strength and raging. I automatically get advantage.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So, and with that, you slam them down and pile drive them into one another, creating this crumpled mess of spiritual corpses that are now lying there. And that brings us out of combat. Well done.
Nice.
Now you can learn it. Never mess with the old man.
But Sakura's like, oh shit, we killed them. She's panicking. This is not her intention.
Yeah, Iron will pretty much pop up behind her out of nowhere. It's like, don't worry, and walks up to them and casts spare the dying on each of them, so they don't actually die; they just passed out.
She got like a mini
nice.
heart attack. Also, quickly, what was Mata doing this whole time? Was she just chilling there watching?
She was pretty much. I think she was just bathing.
Not getting involved, clearly. Well, you certainly know how to make an entrance.
She just looks at him.
Oh, wow. So scared. It's the guy that killed me. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, by the way, welcome to hell. I hope you have a terrible time.
She bitch slaps him.
I do. I try and dodge it.
Oh,
All right, yeah, let contested
attack
dex
her.
check.
Okay, no, then it's not gonna work. I just wanted it for the flavor.
Yeah, and for the flavor, Iron catches your wrist as you try and slap him.
Yeah.
Did you
He's pretty
really
quick.
try to slap the person that you killed? That's just not in good taste.
She raises her brow at him and pulls her wrist free.
Mata walks up behind you, and as she's looking at the trolls, you see her kind of shaking her head, and she goes, I'm so sorry. I didn't help. Sakura, is this a friend of yours?"
Oh yeah, she killed me.
She crosses her arms and looks away like very. Not a friend per se.
Oh, trust me, she was so sad about it. I watched it on what is it on Avernus TV. She was really sad about it, like really sad. I don't know why. I never gave her anything to really feel bad about me for.
Oh, so that's your lover. Must be happy.
At this point, Ian just bursts out laughing.
Yeah, Sakura does too. She's like, I'm way out of his league.
At that point, he just stops and like, what now?
She sticks her tongue out at you.
At this point, Thomas, you will recognize that Iron, he is also fully corporeal. He definitely came through the giant skull. He's not a local that you've seen around here, and he is also wearing the insignia of a representative of hell, which probably means these are the kinds of people that you've been trying to get to take you to the afterlife. You've been stuck in this limbo for a long time, so this is a pleasant sight for you.
Oh. Since you died. What year is it currently? Arania.
Do I know what year it is? 532.
I will give you inspiration if you do know.
532, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
is that up on your screen right now?
I can
'Cause-
see it at the bottom right.
yeah, yeah, it is 5:32.
Hmm. This sheet. I don't know.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, by the authority of Ekron, the Lord of Avernus, you are to follow me. You three. I do know I'm here to fetch these three, right?
Well, you know that you're here to fetch Sakura. You haven't gotten any word on the other two.
Ah, so I'm here to fetch only Sakura. Okay.
No way. I killed you. I don't know what you're gonna do to me. Who do you think you're you're kidding?
The worst
You
you
really
can
think
do.
I'd follow you just because you asked? She's salty. She's being very fucking salty.
Oh well.
Those
Never
were some
mind,
very
old lady.
fucking rude.
You don't have
last
much
words.
of a choice in the matter.
Oh well. Before that, I think I better go get my clothes. And he just starts like walking off. He totally forgot to get it because he basically saw the old man, so he has basically been fighting them naked.
Oh fuck! In that case, Sakura is like actively trying to avoid looking at you. Like actively.
Yeah, Sakura, actually, you can give me a performance check to see how well you've been able to use your parasol to just avoid, like, to basically censor your own vision.
Okay, my map's been my map's reloading again, but that's a 10.
All right, so you've unfortunately caught a few glimpses, but
Oh,
there've been a couple of rushed moments of like, oh god, no, damn it, fucking
oh
half
no.
orc.
Oh no.
Yip cock.
Okay.
Anyway.
But yeah, you've definitely learned some things in the afterlife. Thomas, you know that there are clothes in the room to the left hand side here. There were probably some of your own like belongings, but there is a washroom there.
Oh well. I basically like just doesn't even like see the. I'm like, oh, the door, like pushing it, and I wonder if I can do like a strength thing to see if I basically bash into.
Yeah, sure. You can give me an athletics check.
And while he's doing that quickly, Sakura just walks past Iron, to go and talk to the old man and ask if he's okay.
So as the camera pans down to this old man sitting in the hot tub looking over the edge, he's kind of clinging onto the side, just peering over the edge as you're approaching. You see in the background the half orc just walk through a paper wall, and you just see wood splintering out and paper falling everywhere as he just walks right through the screen, and you hear this sort of clatter, but no one seems to mind too much.
Oh, okay.
He's not the smartest one, is he?
He's of
Sakura's
average
already walked
intelligence.
off.
He's smarter
Can I
than
try
God.
Tripper as she walked past?
Pardon?
Can I try Tripper as she walked past?
I mean, you can try. Give me a investigation versus a sleight of hand.
Sure thing.
Wouldn't it be a perception?
No, because they were so close. They have to be so close that, and her passive investigation is insane. So you notice the trick coming.
I just like nimbly hop over it, stick my tongue out again, and go and ask the old man if he's okay.
It seems Sakura has learned a thing or two since your last encounter, Iron. She's getting quicker.
Rooster? Not you. Is that the old man? That old man.
He goes, "Oh, thank you, Missy. That was very kind of you. You really didn't have to step in. I don't think death matters much now that we've died. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
She bows and there's always no problem.
You are very young to have died. Well, what happened to you, girl?
Um, well, I'd say it's a long story, but it's really not. Simply I got my brain eaten.
Oh, well, that is distressing. Well, I'm sorry. I do hope you enjoy your afterlife.
Thank you. Same to you. How did you arrive here?
I just died of old age, I think. I'm not really sure. Went to bed, woke up here.
I suppose
The baths are nice, though no
pleasantly.
one's come to pick me up yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, but at least that sounds like a more pleasant way to die. I hope you also enjoy your afterlife.
Oh, thank you, dearie. And he settles back down into the bath, and he seems quite content.
Okay, yeah, she'll bow again, and then she'll go back. And ask where. Well, actually, no, she knows where the orc went. The class thing. You know what? Just to spite Iron, she's going to go and greet every single person that she can see.
Hello, Susan!
As she's doing this, and Iron will say, "You know, you don't want to keep the big man waiting. Ekron can get really moody if he's waiting a lot." And I'm saying this out loud and very loud to make sure everybody hears it.
Yeah, you see a couple of the ghosts that are standing around, busy just milling about. They overhear this, and a couple of them scatter in different directions. One of them climbs out of the hot tub and puts a towel around them and just starts pottering off up to the north.
Oh. Oh, you scared all my friends away.
Sure, friends. Anyway, he does get moody if you keep him waiting.
Fine, let's go. But I'm just saying, if you pull any sneaky shit, I can disintegrate you.
Marta
Okay.
sort of lifts her hand and goes, are you here for me as well? I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused about what's going on here."
Uh, Iron looks into her face and is like, what's your name again?
It
She
doesn't
bows
matter.
and
She's coming with us.
well,
Really
hold on a
matter.
minute. You just said that you're with Ekron, right? I don't think I belong in hell. I've and she sort of, you can see a look of guilt spreading across her face as she goes through all the things that she's done in her life, and she says, "My name is Motaneko. I'm just a humble scholar.
Hmm. What can you do?
I have been studying magic all my life, sir. I would um, I would be happy to serve, but I mean, if you're not here for me, I'm happy to wait for a representative of heaven, I suppose."
Do I know if a representative of heaven would come?
You don't know who will come for Motto. You haven't heard anything about this person. This is just a random soul as far as you're concerned. You have, yeah, you have no idea who this is, whether they've been assigned. You have no idea.
Hmm. Spring or not spring? Ekron does like wizards, I have to admit. Hmm.
Does,
Eh,
does Ekron look like tentacle?
The fuck?
I'm sorry, what now?
Oh, seems
Huh?
Reminder? Please elaborate.
Hmm?
Is typing. Is typing.
There it is.
Well, okay, yeah.
I guess. Would I also be? I'm only here for Sakura, right?
Yeah,
So-
that's the only name that you've known. This half orc does look quite capable, though. Would probably make a good deckhand on the ship. It doesn't really seem. It seems strange that this one doesn't look like the rest of the spirits. It seems like it's pretty tough. That it usually takes a long time to get right, but you don't know either of these souls, or the only person you knew was going to be here was Sakura. This isn't usually your job to do these trips.
Well, you see, I'm new to this. I don't know what the rules are, so you two can come. Why not? And I begin walking to the cave, the cave mouth. Yeah.
Motto looks at you, Thomas, and gives a shrug and goes, "All right," and follows after Iron.
Well, better than I'm here.
Okay, so you guys heading back down to the portal to the ship.
Indeed.
All right. So just give me a second to put your tokens down, and then we will move over. Mota, at the last minute, as you guys are about to walk through the portal, she goes, "Actually, you know what? I think I will wait. I don't want to disrupt the natural order, but good luck, Sakura. It was an honor meeting you. I'm sorry for the way things went." And she gives a bow.
She'll bow back.
So, did sweet people know your brain?
Who are you asking that to?
Motto, since you overheard like Sakura's.
She says, she nods and she says, "Yes, I think we both went the same way. It was the same fight. Hopefully the others, well, I suppose none of the others have arrived, but I will wait to see if any of them do, and we will try to find you. But good luck."
Sakura says, "I wish you a happy afterlife, but if Seto does arrive here, please do try and contact me so I can come and see him again."
Of course.
Made me realize what a true
Good luck,
family
Saki.
was like. I feel like in death, Sakura has realized that she did not deserve to be treated the way that Ian treated her. Like, she was just trying to be his friend, for fuck's sake.
You killed him.
She was just trying to be his friend and make sure his body wasn't snatched by a goblin.
You know what they say, tough love. Or you tuck the one you love, like whatever it's called.
Well, it seems that you've been called to get onto the Archduke of Avernus's barge, which means you'll probably be up for judgment soon enough. But
Okay.
you guys, as you step through the portal, you walk through the skull, and you find yourself having to push through a wall of bones. That as you push through, you eventually realize that you feel gravity sort of starting to shift as if it's swaying from side to side, and you actually end up climbing out of this pile of bones into the cargo hold of some kind of a ship. You can hear waves crashing against the side of the ship as it creaks and sways. Yeah, Ian, you recognize exactly where you are. You know that you're on the cargo hold of Ekron's ship. It is not often that you actually go out on this mobile vessel, but seeing as these souls were lost so far from home, you had to make a bit of a trip. And Ekron, are you are you still with us? Are you still paying attention? Sorry for keeping you waiting. But you are currently sitting at the captain's desk, and you feel the ship shudder as the portal closes at the bottom of the ship. You know that you sent Iron out, and he is probably back around now. But it is up to you guys what you would like to do.
Yeah, I'll probably head towards Ekron to report back.
Okay, so yeah, you can make your way through the ship. There are various ladders and things you can see on the actual map itself, but there are ladders in the room you are in that seem to go up onto the deck.
Right.
And you know that Ekron would probably be in the whatchamacallit,
Captain's quarters.
was it but what's called the aft castle? No, that's the one at the back.
Starboard, whatever it's called. Yeah.
No, it's got a quarter deck, I think is what it's called. No, oh, no, those are just the names of the actual deck. There's a diagram at the top, which I'm not going to lie, confused me a little bit. But yeah, it's just levels on the ship. So you manage to, if you're climbing up those ladders, you can just move across to the other side on the deck.
Right. I think I end up, if I climb up this ladder here, I'll end up over here. And for some reason my character isn't moving.
We'll follow, I guess.
Yeah, everything seems to be frozen.
Yeah, it seems it's frozen. Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. I go gliding across the screen.
Yeah, so you end up, as you guys climb this ladder, you approach the deck, and you can see that there are a couple of imps and a few skeletons walking around the deck. There is a figure at the helm that seems to be like the classic image of death, this Grim Reaper type hooded figure with a skeletal face and holding a scythe that is just standing at the helm, at the wheel. And at the front of the ship, you can see a dragonborn who is currently overlooking the river Styx that you are sailing on.
Okay. Sakura will go and greet everyone.
Yeah, I
Mind your
will
map, you know.
loudly proclaim and say, "I'm back!"
All right, yeah, you'll see Athreos or Sharon won't give you much of a response, but you see Archon at the front of the ship who turns around and says, "Oh, good. Took you long enough. Is this the one? The one that killed you?"
Indeed. I also bought one that seems to be strong, could be used on the ship.
Ah, well, greetings, you two. Welcome to the barge. If you'd like to speak with the captain, he will be up in his quarters, I would imagine. I'm sure he's waiting.
Sakura will give a deep bow and say, "Ohayo gozaimasu."
Oh, you're another one of those Kiga types. Well met, little one.
I can hear the annoyance in his voice.
Yeah, Archon doesn't speak Japanese. He's from Faerun.
Oops.
Actually, isn't he
Well,
from Greyhawk?
actually, I was about to say Greyhawk sounds more correct.
My mistake. We aren't in anywhere Kiga related anymore, are we?
Yeah, well, you kind of are. You're on the River Styx at the moment, which does connect to Kiga, but that Archon the Cruel is. You can give me a religion check to see if you recognize anything about him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
17.
immediately make my way to Ekron.
Yeah, with a 17, you do know that you now recognize him. You realize that you are on the River Styx. This is the barge of the Archduke of Hell, and that must be Archon the Cruel, who is basically one of Ekron's, like his right hand man for a lot of things, but is his connection to Tiamat. And you have definitely, he is a pretty famous dragonborn in Kiga as being one of Tiamat's greatest disciples.
She looks a bit shook. I don't know how else to describe it. She's a bit shook, yeah.
Yeah, another. Oh. No.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Discord. Why? Sorry, my Discord lagged out there a little bit. Another thing you would notice is that one of his hands, it looks like it's been. It kind of reminds you of Jerry, as it looks like it's been. Like the hand that is on his wrist is not his own, but it looks like it's kind of caused some decay all over his arm, and you recognize that as being an incredibly powerful artifact that is basically magically attached to his arm and is now his hand. It does definitely give you the heebie-jeebies being in here, but you also see, as Thomas was Thomas following Ian there as you head up to the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you see them heading up there, and Ekron, you see a couple of souls come plodding up the stairs. Iron, you were the first one up. What would you like to do?
Hi, boss. I bought the new ones. Now, go stand for pretty much take a seat on top of his desk, just to annoy him. Nah. It was a person that was far more annoying, and as Sakura comes in, I'll point at her.
Yeah, out from
Yeah.
behind this large orc steps Sakura, this 15-year-old child, essentially, that you see with swords too big for her hips. Like,
Yeah, and
definitely a surprise.
Thomas, he basically like leans in like he must not be
Yeah, that's
very
exactly
like
what I
he
was
must
going
not
to
be
say.
very skilled considering he was killed by a child.
Yep.
Much as it pains me to say it, she's actually very skilled in spell casting. And she kind of turned the body I was transferred into mush. It was not the nicest thing.
She's not laughing. I'm laughing. Jerry's emotes in the She will bow, I guess, and say, well met. I am Sakura Sasaki.
Thomas Baggins.
I would say the role of Ekron is a tough one to play over text.
Indeed
I
it
can
is.
imagine.
You see an imp come flying into the room and just start messing with something on the table and then flies out again.
You know, sometimes I really hate Forge. Like, as soon as my map is loaded, like 5 minutes later, it dies again.
That means we have the stream.
It's something.
Yep.
I even tried to optimize it more today. I really don't know why it does that for you.
Yeah,
Ah, well, you
Soccer,
see,
let's talk.
this orc over here, he's actually very skilled and strong. Thought he would be
Soccer
good on the
yeah.
ship.
She'll let out a small chuckle at that, and then, like, clamp her hand over her mouth. It's probably not a good thing to, like, you know, laugh at Ekron, you know?
Yeah, you can give me a stealth check to see how well you hide your laugh.
Okay. Not great at stealth. 15?
Okay, Ekron, you can, if you want, you can give me an inside check, but you probably know that, I mean, you are Ekron. I can't remember what kind of sight and stuff you've got, but I'm pretty sure you can like see what their souls are thinking or something.
Oh, he's typing.
Well, I was here. That's fighting some old man. Actually considering offering him to basically say like, let's go to the side and just watch the battle. But that didn't have a chance. And then I woke up here for some time when handled some struggles and yeah. And it's been some
He may not be the smartest, but he's strong.
man, I'm pretty smart. I know at least he's still alive. He would be at least, and he's like lifting his hands and is like holding up all his fingers. At least this old.
He can count to 10 at least.
Yeah, that comes after 20.
So, Ekron, you are currently. Sorry, I'm not sure if you actually can see the maps or if you are looking at the stream, but you are not currently in that room of judgment. There is no creature behind you. You're just in a pretty regular captain's quarters on. It is the ship made of bone, but you guys can quite easily. You can get to that room if you like. If you'd like to take them through to the judgment room. Oh wow, he's got a lot more fire on him on your screen. Okay.
As he does this, Iron says, "Not again, I hate this feeling."
And with that, there are these awful screams that echo through the room as the wood around you is wreathed in flame, and it absorbs your bodies as you can feel these cold, icy hands gripping you. You see these faces just emerging from the shadows as you are all pulled and twisted and transported from this room into somewhere which one of you at least will know. But here we go. Oh, I might not have the right tokens down.
Oh, I know this one. And he apparently set Iron on fire.
This elf is on fire.
This is very interesting.
One of the Jesus maps.
Okay. Yeah, so there we go. So you guys, Sakura and Thomas, you feel the deck under your feet just shifting, and then suddenly you realize that you were standing on a much smaller ship in a much larger room, and you can see just stacks upon stacks of these almost like shelves on different floors of this room, where there are imps flying back and forth, busy delivering paperwork to each other. It seems like there are just papers flying across the room, carried by these little imps. and at the end of the room, you see Ekron sitting at a large desk as Archon's not actually at this point, and you can see there is a spirit standing at the end of the just at the end of the little boat that you're standing on, who you feel like just instantly you recognize as being Death as well, the same person that was steering the ship, but this time has not got the hood on, and you see just a half face of bone and a half face of human flesh as this woman is kind of staring down at you. And at the end of the room, there is a massive creature sitting behind Ekron at his desk, that there is a swirling kind of massive energy above his head and a giant third eye in the middle of his face, which he is also glaring down at you as you all find yourself in the room of judgment. The giant scales on the floor representing that. What would you like to do?
She'd like to greet Death, I guess. She'll bow. She doesn't know what to say, she just bows and stays there until she says something.
She silently just motions and gestures towards the desk, not saying anything.
Okay. She'll go to the desk then.
DM, was I down there? Because for my screen, I was right over there, and I moved to the side, and now I see there's a blood trail.
Where are you on your screen now?
So I was over here originally, and then I saw there was a blood trail that formed when I moved my character over there.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what's happening with the blood trails there. I'll clear them in a second, but you should be standing up at the top,
Alright, cool.
looking down over this, and standing next to you is Yumiko.
I just realized we made a knife with a blood trail.
Ah, well, you guys can start drawing with your blood another time as you I'm just gonna clean it from that. So yeah, you guys approach, and Ekron, you are sitting back at your desk. Now the creature is definitely very much behind you, as it is now staring down at these two. As they approach, you see the giant eye in its head whipping back and forth between them, just seemingly already beginning its judgment.
She bows before the eye as well.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you see it start looking down specifically at Thomas as it just tilts its head to the side. And yeah, actually, Thomas, can you tell me what your worst sin would have been in your character's life?
Sin? I guess the worst sin is dying, basically, or teaching Tamara better anger controls. If someone basically like touches it, it's likely to basically slam them in the head with, like, if she has a cup. Because of that. And maybe
Okay.
leaving that old man basically like pretty much like it only hang on a string, so kind of like evil to not kill him, but he was just so good.
Okay, you see the creature just looking down, and then it starts to mumble in Abyssal. Do any of you speak Abyssal?
Mm-mm.
Nope, I only have one character. The only reason they would be just be laugh, have a laugh.
The response comes through to you there. Oh, I suppose I could have just said that. Always forget. Always like get confused communicating text to speech. But this creature seems to deem that Thomas is not pure evil, that and continues to explain that the gods seem to have kind of forgotten about him. Like he's been abandoned by his gods and just left to drift. Like perhaps his name has been struck from some kind of a list, the list of souls that's supposed to get into hell. You don't find that name anywhere in your books. That seems to be a free agent almost. There is no record of Thomas Baggins ever having been born or ever having died. As far as you can tell, Thomas Baggins is a complete exception to the system. So yeah, basically you could do pretty much anything you wanted with Thomas's soul, and no gods would really get angry at you. Thomas isn't what kind of barbarian are you, by the way?
A totem barbarian, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Nature.
Okay, yeah. So there is Thomas probably should have been scheduled for reincarnation at some point, but just never was. It seems like the soul was struck from the records.
Have I?
You
I mean,
mumbled
yeah, you
about
can
it
give me a
last.
history check, but
Mumbled about it last session.
I mean that's also kind of like as a player, yes, definitely heard of Lorifax. Lorifax is the one that
Everyone hates.
that everyone had. Yeah, this is the god that supposedly created the world, but is like some people have got enemies against. I mean, that's who Iron and them had supposedly been fighting before you met them when that killed Kit. And also, last time you recalled a lot of you had a a lot of knowledge about the mind flayers and things, and you figured out that they were hired by Lorifax as kind of like a mercenary army, and given they were paid with the feeding grounds that you found yourselves in.
She says yes, but there's like a tinge of sadness in her voice. She looks at the floor and nods.
Yeah, you've now currently got the records in front of you, and you are able to see that that Sakura is marked down as having been killed by mind flayers, which you know that, as far as you know, there are not any mind flayers in Kiga, or at least they haven't been killing people. If they are, you haven't been getting souls from them, but mind flayers are exempt from the system in a different way. They've got their own system of rebirth and, well, what happens when they die. So this is definitely big news to see that she was killed, and also you also now in your records can see the location of where she was killed, which was off-world entirely, and you obviously had to sail out there to get her, but that is a very strange place for a 15-year-old girl to have wound up getting killed by mind flayers.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
So yeah, definitely something weird about this girl's death.
I mean, like, a 15-year-old girl getting killed is, like, already pretty strange. Getting killed by mind flayers, that's even more strange. Getting killed by mind flayers in, like, a different fucking world, that's some insane shit.
Yeah, I mean, you do tend to see a lot of teenagers coming through that have been killed in sword fights coming from Kiga, because that just tends to happen when you're training kids to become samurai. So yeah, seeing this sort of age group coming from Kiga isn't that strange, but you probably don't get too many human souls coming from the moon. Yeah, you guys see Ekron muttering something to himself as the creature behind, you see the eye now turning to look at Sakura, and it shares with you, Ekron, that it seems this girl's worst sin was probably murdering her friend, at least who she considered to be a friend, and says this in abyssal to you over your shoulder as it kind of looks over at Iron, and then
She's a bit timid. She seems very, very timid. I mean, she's in the presence of basically the god of death. But I guess she'll sort of nod very, very shyly. She doesn't really know how to act.
Yeah, this is. I will say, from your perspective, this god of death is a lot more suave than you had expected. Like it's well dressed, and this is quite the character you're looking on right now. And yeah, offering you a road trip.
Um, she'll accept, I guess. But yeah, she'll nod very timidly. Um, um, she shakes her
Heaven,
head.
heaven. Nope, never been to heaven.
She shakes her
God
head and she's like, this is my first time to die.
Hello,
What?
some of the girls, like, I took them to heaven. So that what you mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is definitely not what I pictured the god of death to look like a top hat and monocle, moustache, you know.
On fire.
And we can't all run around with like scythes and made with like having skulls on them and like unicorn floaties and stuff like that.
Oh, she doesn't
Yeah,
say
it's the
this.
one thing you guys. The one thing you guys missed out on with getting picked up directly by Ekron was the unicorn floaties.
Oh damn! Why didn't I get that?
Because the shit got crazy. Iron came to get you.
Oh,
Seems like. All right, so Ekron, did you want to say something else? Or are we gonna? Are you gonna now take a road trip to the heavens? Uh, Thomas, you can give me an insight check to try and figure out what's going on right now. Yeah, these you hear road trip, and I mean these guys seem pretty cool. It's like these are pretty powerful folk. That guy, that big creature back there, a road trip might be fun, but yeah, you're not getting much of a reading.
I'm not pushing the wagon.
Oh no, I gotta hope that I get the unicorn floaty to go on the road trip. Mhm. But like, actually seems like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, actually. Okay. Cool. Uh, so what are you guys doing? Is everyone agreeing to head off towards the heavens?
Yeah. Sakura's secretly hoping to meet her Kami there.
Hoping to meet who there?
Her
Kami,
gods, basically. Yeah.
Oh, Ekron's connection dropped.
Oh no, I think Ekron DC'd, it seems.
Yeah, well, hopefully he manages to come back. But we'll say, with that, you guys, Ekron gives the order, and Sharon goes and starts steering the ship towards the heavens, and you branch off on a different branch of the river Styx. And though it takes a little while, you guys eventually arrive at a shore where you disembark the ship and you make your way towards a bridge, which has an imp sort of leads you to, and then wishes you luck before flying off, and you guys find yourself at the crossing between heaven and hell. And at this point, you see that as you guys arrive, you also see a giant Cerberus go up to the ship, and it starts just nuzzling into the helmswoman, the death. Basically, you just see her kind of just giving this all three of its heads big scratches, and she seems to be her pet, this massive dog.
Oh, holy shit, this is such a cool map.
I wish I could
Ow.
see it because my map froze.
It's the stream.
It's the stream, man. That's why we have the stream, so we
Oh
can
wait,
see
I can. What happened? Did it go white again?
No, it's just completely frozen for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. You might just have to refresh.
I'm sure once we move on to the next map, it will be fine.
Well, hold on. I'll try to do the same thing as last. Okay, how about now?
Well, my screen is completely black at the moment. I think it'll be fine once we go on to the next map.
Yeah, the problem is that it might be a battle on this map depending on what you do. So, okay. But at this point, we'll just say that Ekron is following along behind you. He probably can't actually take much action, as he's kind of got Raiden rules, if you know what I mean. It's like he can't interfere, but can pretty much interfere whenever he wants at the same time. But yeah, welcome back, Jerry. No worries. Yeah, so for now, if you guys can use the stream, you guys find yourselves having disembarked, and you are now on a bridge between heaven and hell. And you can see where you are crossing over, and on the other side, after going past the Cerberus and everything, you see a massive angel holding a sword on the other side. There are more angels, also just these feathered winged people that are just busy kind of patrolling up and down on the side of this bridge, clearly not wanting anything to slip through from hell. So yeah, what would you guys like to do? I think yeah, so at this point this is pretty much new territory to all of you, so it's up to you guys who wants to lead.
Baggins just runs forward. He's basically like, "Oh, shiny!"
Sakura was gonna wait for Ekron to do something and just follow his lead. He doesn't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah, I think at this point, because this is, I don't know, unless there's something in particular you would like to do to lead them. I'm just thinking with with the actual maps, you guys don't wait for Ekron to do something because he's not on the maps.
Yeah, as the orc starts charging forward like that, I look to Ekron and say, "He's strong, not smart. Like I said."
I heard that. I'm smart. I know that at least I wasn't beaten by a little girl.
It's gonna haunt me for the rest of my non-life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not even a case of being able to live this down. You're already dead.
I mean, I suppose you can say that this joke is just never gonna die out, you know?
Oh,
I
I
think Iron's
imagine
about
it.
to abandon you in heaven.
Man, just imagine this. Just look at the bright side. At least we didn't bury you and put on your gravestone. Was killed by a little girl.
We should do that!
Yeah, no, that's true. You guys didn't bury Iron.
Wasn't my body hijacked by
Iron's
some
body
people
was
with glory
stolen.
packs?
Well,
Yeah, a couple
yeah, I
of drow
think so.
pitched up from the Shadowfell and stole it.
Wasn't it Shadowkite?
This is my body now.
She's not sure she's allowed to go over the bridge, so she's just gonna wait there. Look around. See what she can see. Admire the beauty, and wait.
Yeah, the angel on the other side of this bridge is incredibly intimidating. It looks super powerful, and it's probably the first actual angel that you've seen. But Thomas, as you go running up to it, you see it ready its sword as if it's defending, and it just stands there in your path, widening its stance.
Oh, I can finally see the map now. Yay. Yeah, Iron will slowly begin walking.
Sakura has made sure to stay behind Ekron.
Okay, so you give a respectful following distance. Ekron, are you? Yeah, so the angel currently looks like it's getting ready to defend as Thomas runs up to it, and then as you approach and you cross from the hell side to the heaven side, you see it look up and take notice of you and clearly recognize you, and you see it kind of lower its sword and go, "Oh, Lord Ekron, what are you doing here? Who are these souls?" Oh, well, very well then. I suppose you will have to deal with the dragon. I'm not sure he'll be too happy to see you, but good luck, sir. and it takes a step to the side and then allows you all to pass. Is there anything else that anyone else wants to do as you as this thing steps aside?
She'll bow and thank him.
Ian will
He looks-
silently walk past.
So Sakura, as you bow, he turns and looks at you and gives you a deep bow as well, and looks deeply into your eyes. As it's kind of unnerving, you sort of have to look away, but he keeps watching you as you make your way past and into the next. Well, you just sort of follow this bridge along, and it eventually heads down a set of stairs. But as you are walking past, you see that there are two angels on either side. I'm not going to lie, this was going to be more of a test, but we're running a bit low on time. So you guys make your way across the bridge, and the angels don't give you any trouble. As you descend the stairs, you see something similar to what you saw in Anaki's ballroom, where the clouds are sort of spilling onto the stairs and making their way up the stairs as you descend. And you make your way down into the middle of an altar where all your tokens have disappeared, apparently. Where's... No? Wait, can you guys see your tokens?
No, I can't see
I
my
see
token.
like the Great Wheel and a dragon.
Yeah, do you see the dragon? Well, what the
That
fuck?
map I haven't seen before.
Yeah,
This
put
is
that
the-
how you do it, exactly.
Huh.
Bonk.
Oh, there we go. Okay, you definitely don't see your tokens.
Nope.
Yep, didn't see mine.
I'll try and reload on that. Yeah. Okay, there we go. It should go swirly for a second, and then you should be able to see your token.
And
Oh,
now,
so pretty.
oh, that was quick judgment. We're just getting thrown down the heavens toilet.
Whee!
Oh, that's so pretty though. Look at those colors.
Can you see your tokens now?
I see only the Great Wheel and the dragon.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, interesting. See my text at least.
Yeah, it's popping up over your head. I can see your tokens now. Okay, well,
Oh, I
There we
see
go.
them now.
there we go.
Yay!
We can see.
See, we can.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys cross the bridge and descend the stairs, you see moving through the clouds, you can actually see stars, but you now realize that the stars you're seeing are actually the body of a large dragon who is swirling its way around this giant altar that you have found yourselves on, and it turns to block the set of stairs ahead of you as it lowers its massive gargantuan head down towards you all and just looks down. You hear its voice bellow out to all of you as it says, "Ah, welcome."
She does like a deep bow, as in like on the floor bow.
Yeah, you see the sort of ripple go through the dragon's body as it bows to you as well. And it says, "Ah, little Sakura, I have been waiting for you. It is a pity what happened. I am ever so sorry. But it is a good thing you have found yourselves here, and a surprise to see who you have come with. Greetings, Lord Ekron." And he gives a bow to you as well, Ekron.
Sakura looks very confused. She's wondering why like celestial beings are bowing back to her. And why?
You can give me an insight check if you want.
Okay.
So you do actually, that is enough to tell you that finally someone in the universe actually has manners.
Yeah.
Like the people in Toto, no one ever fucking bows back to you. They're all so rude. But in heaven, it seems like people have got some respect.
Oh, that's really nice. I like it here. I like it here. She looks
Yeah,
very
it
happy.
hasn't been me ignoring you as a DM. It's the people in Toto are assholes. Or like
Iron
they were mind flayers that you were trying to talk to, and yeah, they had their own.
Oh, are you saying that every person in Toto are actually a mind flayer that are using like disguise self or something like alter self to basically appear human?
No, look, my twists aren't M. Night Shyamalan. No, I
M.
keep it
Night
a little
Shyamalan
bit more
sama
subtle.
Senpai sama.
But if I don't know, did Seto actually tell you anything about his experience in the afterlife?
Mm-mm.
Nope. I don't think we have
Ah.
any experience like outside of Yuki.
I don't know. I don't know if he would have told Sakura. I don't.
Yeah, I think. I
Oh,
mean, there's a
actually-
chance that
Actually, we
him
did.
and Sakura might have discussed it.
That's a possibility.
What were you gonna say?
Ah, nothing. Yeah.
Because because this is the same dragon that he was talking to, and Ekron, you definitely have encountered this chap before. He says, "Well, I've heard the stories, but I assume you have come to speak with the Emperor. Mind flayers getting involved with Kigani children, I understand that could be cause for concern. Though you have not brought much backup, Lord Ekron. I assume you have come in peace?" And Ekron, you can give me a deception or a persuasion check, either or. If you want to try and help him with this by doing something, you're more than welcome to try.
What can Iron do? I can't actually think of anything.
Yeah, this is probably the first time that Iron has encountered this dragon, because this dragon protects the entrance to heaven. So you might have, but that would have been in a previous life as an elf. In this life, this would be your first time encountering him. But with a 15, you see the dragon sort of eye you out, Ekron, and he doesn't really seem to trust what you're saying, and he looks over the small party that you have with you. Okay, yeah, you use Dark One's own luck. I've forgotten what that does, but I'm assuming a reroll.
Isn't that the thing he uses when he want to haggle about good stuff?
Yeah, I've completely forgotten all of Ekron's abilities. Oh, you add that to the roll.
Oh.
Just imagine that with Lucky, and I can't recall other feet. Basically get insane room.
Yeah, well, I mean, he became the Archduke of Hell for a reason. Like that took some convincing, but yeah, at this with that you see that this as you try and use some of your hellish power to convince him, you see the dragon sort of flash in its eyes as it this sort of sly smile spreads across its face. You can just see stars glittering behind its smile as it says, "Well, I'll be watching you. Good luck, everyone. And Sakura, if you do happen to see Seto again, please send him my best wishes. I do hope to see you all in better circumstances one of these days."
She gives a wide grin, and she says that she will, and hopefully sometime she'll have time to make him some tea.
Right, and the other two of you, what business have you in the heavens, or are you just tagging along?
I point to Ekron and say, I work for him. I'm just sticking with him.
Ah, but that is not all, is it? You have a history with this child.
Yes,
Well,
he was killed by this child. He apparently isn't a very
death's
She,
day.
Also, apparently he
hurriedly says,
apparently needs to wear a mask to even get girls.
she hurriedly says, "It was an accident, I swear."
The dragon looks over all three of you and rests its gaze on Iron for a minute before sort of moving its head back and going, well, I'm sure the Emperor will be interested to meet you. And you talk a lot, Orc, but I don't know much about you. And you see it looking over you, Thomas, as it's trying to get a read on you, and it seems to be struggling. You seem vaguely familiar. Have I seen you before?
Maybe. Not. I've seen seen it a lot. I think I would remember Dragon up. Unless guys in yes something.
You see it takes a moment, but then his eyes go wide as he suddenly recognizes, oh, wait a second, weren't you in the Iranian Games? You were a fighter, weren't you?
Yes, I fought with I don't actually happen. I guess they all died.
Ah,
Archie goes.
yes, a common problem among the champions. Well, I'm sure the Emperor will have great interest in meeting you all, and I'm sorry it has taken you so long to get here, but welcome. Any fighter of the arena is a welcome guest, and perhaps some of you may even be allowed to stay. Please mind your manners and enjoy your time. And the dragon starts to move back and reveal this gateway into heaven itself as you all now stand before let's see, does it actually work?
For the pearly gates.
Well, she'll bow and thank him.
Yeah, so you guys see these massive gates in front of you as the dragon moves out of the path, and as you stand before them, you you hear the dragon doing something behind you. You can't quite tell what it is, but you hear this roar and this strange, what looks almost like liquid light runs up these statues, and the gates begin to open.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you should be able to see the lights there now.
Cool. Yeah, as Ekron says that comments, and I say, oh, you know, Celestials, they like to keep grudges.
Wait a second. Are you that guy, Morningstar? Someone mentioned. I think his dad like kicked him out for that.
Wait a minute, you read real life too?
Oh, yeah. That's still in in looks at Sakura. Is that still being printed in Arania, or has that gone out of fashion?
Sakura doesn't know how to answer that.
Well, look,
So
Sakura's got a pretty massive knowledge of the books in Arania. She'll probably be able to answer that.
Maybe more into Tusk Love.
Then has she heard of it then?
Of what? Sorry, I missed the title. Are you asking about Tusk Love?
No, it it was basically what's called I'm saying that he said real life. So that's basically the title of it.
Yeah, he was making a reference to the show Lucifer, and I said, "Oh, you read real life as well." Just call back to real life.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I will take your word for that reference. I missed that one. But what you guys see before you as you make your way through the gates is a long sort of passage that leads up to a shrine and magical pools of water on either side. This beautiful sort of royal gardens that you are walking through. You can see golden dragons lining this passage, and another one of those angels standing in the middle of a platform in front of you. On the bridges to the side, there are two champions dressed in the attire of the Emerald Champions. Oh, I just realized, are all the lights really buggered up on your map?
um,
What you mean? Like there's like squares and or
No,
and
like,
half circles?
does it look like the water is changing lights, or
No,
doesn't look like
it
it's
looks
changing
static
lights.
for me.
My map's reloading.
I
Oh
was
wait,
about to
yeah,
put you
wait,
on.
changing lights.
But
Okay, so
Sakura will make sure to greet each and every single one of them.
It's
okay,
like and Baggins basically like rushes over and is like scooping up some water and drinks it. Basically, see how it tastes. You're like, oh, since it's heaven, it must taste really.
yeah, you start drinking the water, you get the effect of a potion of healing.
Cool.
Oh my god, what is that?
It tastes really good.
Iron proceeds to groan as these two do their own thing.
Sakura is being
If
polite. She finally found somewhere where people are polite back to her. She gets very excited when they greet her back.
yeah, this other solar that you walk up to is just is sort of standing with its sword in its hand, leaning the sword on the ground, and as you approach and bow, he gives a very respectful bow back to you, and then resumes his sort of sentry position. And you can see from where you are standing all the way up to the top, there is a temple shrine where there is a very large looking man sitting in a throne, and he is just busy sitting there stroking his beard. There are also two figures, one a tabaxi that kind of reminds you of Seto, and a monkey that sort of, he looks, I mean, yeah, he looks like he's standing like a human, but is definitely more ape than man. Uh, and as you are walking past, all of the champions and angels greet you, Sakura.
Oh,
But what is everybody else doing?
I guess slowly making my way forward. Probably alongside Ekron.
Thomas Beckon just looking around and sees like the Monkey King, and like the Tygon is like, I really wonder fuck their father or motherfuck to.
oh god. Sakura, well, the tabaxi, um, she'll sort of like go up to it and ask, sort of a bit confused, Seto. Then she'll realize that it's not him. Like, sorry, I mistook you for someone else.
You see, as you approach him, he is actually standing with his arms behind his back and waiting for you all as you walk towards the emperor and to where he is standing. And he gives you a deep, respectful bow, as well as he says, "Ah, yes, you must be Sakura. I do believe you know my son." And he, you see now sort of gray whiskers, just gray fur around the whiskers, as this is unmistakably Seto's father. That it makes sense as to why you thought it was him, but as he is now greeting you, that becomes clear. Iron, you also recognize the demon monkey king standing in the corner, who he's just busy leaning up against the wall and giving you all sort of stink eyes as you approach.
Yeah, when Iron sees him, he'll say, "Hey, didn't I nearly kick you off a roof?"
He chuckles, and you see him fold his arms as he goes, "Like to see you try it again."
Rather not, I'm afraid.
Understandable
going...
considering he was beaten by.
Demon Monkey King goes, "He was what? By that little girl? No, come on, Elf. I thought you were going to give me a challenge."
This will never die, Blitz. Even if I died, it will never die.
Sakura will like mutter under her breath, the one who killed him is right. Yeah. But that she'll give a deep bow to Seto's father and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Your son is like my big brother."
The Monkey King kind of walks up, just sort of giving a stretch, and as Seto's father is about to say something, he interrupts and says, "So, if you managed to kill the elf, you must be pretty good, girl. What's your trick? You one of those uh, elven archers like this one over here?"
She'll shake her head and she'll
Yes, please explain how you killed me in detail.
some fancy she'll do some fancy magic trick stuff with prestidigitation, make it look really impressive. She's like,
Yeah,
I'm a wizard.
you notice that in here, the pools or the water that is surrounding here, as you try and cast prestidigitation, you realize that the magic in here is intense. It is like the weave is thick in this place where you can actually power up your spells beyond what you would normally be capable of, and your prestidigitation is really easy to use and really make it look great. So you can give me a performance check with advantage, and you can make it intelligence based as well if you like.
Ah, yay. So just +7 to that. Then
Okay, yeah. So this
24.
is very impressive. You definitely show off, and he goes, a magician, eh? Well, no harm, no foul, I suppose, and don't feel too shameful there, masked man. I've taken a few hits on the chin from some wizards in my day. I suppose I won't get to do that anymore. And he just looks a little bit forlorn, remembering that he too is dead.
Sakura bows her head and it's like, I'm sorry. Well, that you're dead. I mean, it doesn't really mean much, but I'm still sorry. Feels
Hey,
bad. And she'll say, and to be honest, it really was a mistake. I really didn't mean to kill him. It was completely by accident. I swear.
oh, sure. As the Monkey King sort of strolls off to the side and sits down on one of the benches, you see Seto's father just shake his head and say, "Oh, don't mind him. He has still got much to learn. But I'm sure that my son is, well, I'm sure he is not happy to have lost you. Last I spoke with him, it seemed you had become a good friend of his."
Yeah, she looks really sad for a minute. She tries to hold back tears and is like, yeah, you was a really good friend. The best I ever had.
Well, I I hope that he is all right, and perhaps if we can speak with the Emperor. I mean, I know that the Emperor has got a soft spot for the younger souls, so you might want to work that angle. And he gives you a little wink as he kind of whispers this, and he says, "But I'm Lord Sheba. It is an honor to meet you. Your name was?"
You can call me Sakura. It's an honor to meet you too, Lord Sheba.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. And to you and your friends, welcome. I expect you will find the pools rather refreshing. I see some of you are wounded. How how on earth did that happen, if I may ask? You weren't bothered by
Well,
the angels, were you?
They managed to piss
well,
off some
we were at the
spirituals.
we were at the inn, and I saw some trolls picking on an old man. So I went and asked them to stop, and got into a bit of a fight. Yeah, but the old man's okay now.
Well, yeah, I
He's
suppose
doing well.
trolls are as unpredictable in death as they are in life. Can't really stop them, but yes, please, use the pools and try to clean yourselves up before speaking with the Emperor. Lord Ekron, and he just steps off to the side as he gives it a bow and greets you, Ekron. It is an honor to see you, sir. Welcome to the heavens. The Emperor is expecting you. And he steps off to the side, also just welcoming you into the space and pointing towards the very large, titanically sized man sitting across at the end of the place, surrounded by two angels guarding him.
Well, since we got permission, and with that, like Baggins just removes clothes and jumps in.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
This time, Sakura will not only use her parasol as a face shield, but also as a normal umbrella to shelter her from the splash.
Yeah, you very quickly managed to use your parasol as a splash shield as uh, the half orc goes cannonballing into the water, and yeah, you get, after swimming around for a little bit, you get all your hit points back, Thomas.
Yep, cock. Anyway, let's go. I believe we have an emperor to talk to, and I tell this to Ekron as we continue walking.
So as you approach the emperor, you see him sitting there in his large chairs. The emperor seems to have put on weight since the last time you saw him, Ekron. He's looking rather round and not too capable of combat, but this is the man who rules over most of Irania. How are you guys approaching him, and what would you like to say?
Well, June will. Oh, sorry, not June. Iron will, in his rare moments, he will actually give a sincere bow. Doesn't give many of them.
Sakura gasps a bit. And she goes and does a better bow because she's done more bows and is more experienced. Just to show Iron like how a very proper bow is done.
And
Yeah, although
Iron,
I can say both of you roll performance checks for me.
Oh fuck.
Iron's probably been bowing for hundreds of years. He might not do it often, but he knows how to.
Okay, then she's genuinely surprised. Like very surprised. She like whispers, she has telepathy. She says in his head, I didn't know you could bow.
he just sighs
Like getting
as he has her voice in his head.
like giving off I didn't know you could read from Harry Potter vibes.
Again?
Meanwhile,
Nothing.
Thomas is busy swimming in the pond next to you. Thomas, do you want to give us a performance check as well to see? I mean, what are you doing? Like some synchronized swimming? God, I hope not, because the first move I just thought of and a naked orc.
Man, I love this. I love each roll has basically been increased by 4.
All right.
This sounds
Tell me
early,
what
but I was really hoping it will fail. I feel like that would have been so funny.
I think this may be just as good. Please tell us what a nat 20 or what your dirty 20 looks like. Oh no.
When Iron sees him swimming by, he just says to himself, "Oh dear God, we're gonna get executed. I can see it happening right now."
And
Anyway.
then Thomas Baggins basically crawls up and is like, "Oh, is that the Emperor we are supposed to see?"
Oh God. Let's see. I'm picturing a barbarian doing this. Oh my fuck.
Yeah, that's his secret backstory. He basically he was kicked out by the other by the orc tribes because he basically was too good at synchronized swimming. It was like, we can't have that. How did you?
Every time they were trying to like cross a river or something, here comes Thomas Baggins again, doing his freaking swimming routine.
Here comes Thomas Baggins again.
Find your children and protect them.
Just you see orc legs popping up, and
Yeah, there are 3 legs popping up.
yeah, not not the most pleasant sight as it is spinning back under the water. But anyway, um, the the emperor is definitely he kind of looks over each of you as you give your respectful greetings. And Ekron, how are you greeting the emperor? You just strolling up. As the emperor has seen Thomas and is sort of chuckling at that. But yeah, Ekron, you can carry on typing. Well, I might not have. It has been a long time, Ekron. What brings you up to the heavens? I have not had any need for. I have not called you. Why would you be here?
I really want to hear Jerry's Ekron voice though. I don't know if there is an Ekron voice, but if there is, I really want to hear it sometime.
But the thing is that I don't think he changed it, so technically Jerry sounds like death itself. their, their voices are identical, Akron and Jerry, which is terrifying coming from a mouth.
Oh shit, I realized that that means that Sakura now knows that Jerry sounds exactly like death.
Yes, an eerie similarity.
Oh, now I have that, what is it called? I've become death itself. Something like,
Mind flayers? What the hell? You see the emperor just now sit forward in his chair, but sort of struggling to. He goes, "Ah, but, uh, but there are no mind flayers in Kiga. Uh, how are they killing Kigani people? You are those people?" And he kind of looks, tilting his head to look over Ekron to try and see you standing behind him, Sakura, as you are the only one who is currently clearly dead. The other two seem like they don't look like spirits at the moment. They've been in the afterlife for too long.
Uh, she'll bow again. She doesn't know what to say. I mean,
You.
she's deduced that this is basically God, so,
He looks you up and down and recognizes the colors that you're wearing as that you have clearly gotten your clothes from the Blue Dragon clan. He says, "You are one of Daichi's, are you?"
well, actually, she doesn't wear the army clothes. She wears um, kimonos that her Oji-san made for
Yeah,
her.
but you've got
So I don't.
each of you are given a seal that represents your rank in the
Oh,
army. So unless you
okay.
were
Then,
hiding your rank,
oh no, no. And then she'll like timidly nod.
and what business does Daichi have with mind flayers? Last I heard, they were just random travelers of the astral sea. Not a problem for
Mm,
actual people on world.
she'll say, well, that was actually a bit of a more personal escapade. It's a long story, but it wasn't one of Daichi's expeditions. It was a personal one.
Says he keeps on stroking his beard and says, and where were you killed, girl? Are you telling me that there are mind flayers already invading the planet?
Uh, she's not sure. I mean, were they invading the planet?
No, well, you weren't on the planet when you you walked into their lair.
That's why I don't think she knows.
I mean, you up there, you did manage to find out that you were on the moon. You knew that much, and that you were on what you had always thought to be a moon, but you were all realizing for the first time was in fact a bunch of these floating islands that each had little planar pools that linked to different planes. Ekron, you would know though that you would understand the details that she was killed on the border of the astral sea, where that is usually a pretty decent barrier between the things on the planet and like the abyss and the far realm and places like that. Um, Only really via the river Styx can you navigate those things unless you've got something like a nautiloid. Oh yes, and I did give the moons proper names now. They have actually got their names, and you were on. I've forgotten what they are already.
Culinari, Lunitari, and Nuitari.
No, their names have changed. The Sunitari is now
Faru,
Ruas, Lunatari is now Liu, and the other one is Izaru, which Izaru is where you guys was the moon that you found yourselves on. If you look on World Anvil, it's represented by the purple moon.
it sort of explains it,
Because
considering
like,
that the original, like, Nuitari, as it was called before, like, it's actually the bad moon. It explains, like,
well, yeah, I mean, I put that as the purple one. I knew, I knew right from the beginning. That was one of those nice foreshadowing things that I was like, well, no one will ever realize that I've done this. Um,
I sort
so
of had
yeah,
the idea because it was bad. Had it been like good things, I would have thought it would Baroness or whatever it's called. Then the neutral one would be like, oh, just gonna chill, and everybody will have to watch GOG everything.
yeah, no, I'm not making a celestial object for that. As Ekron continues to explain the story to the Emperor, he sits and listens intently and nods his head, and as he lets out a deep sigh, he says, "Oh, this is not good news. If they are just wandering around outside the planet, they could descend at any time. Orifax must be planning something big. Tell me, girl, how did you find your way to the moons? As far as I know, there is nobody in Urania that can perform such a task."
Um, well, I have this artifact, you see, and basically I used that to get there. It was sort of a per luck, more or misluck, or whatever you like to call it. I didn't really know how to use it. We were in a bit of a bad situation, and eventually that led to us arriving there. I mean, it depends on how much detail you like, but we were running from my mother because she was trying to kill me. I stole the artifact that was supposedly supposed to get handed down to me. I arrived in a demi-plane that I supposedly created. I followed some of my party members through a door. Made a new dragon friend. Oh, that was great. I do love my dragon friends. Descended into the Feywild and was led by a kitsune through a portal in a tree, out through another portal, that just happened to be on the moon.
He's as he sits there listening to this, you see in particular when you say your dragon friends, his one eyebrow raises as he goes, "Wait a moment. You you are the girl who has been making friends with dragons. I have heard of you. There have been many dragons over the ages, but few who have made tea for them. This is you, am I wrong?"
She goes bright red.
"Ah, yes, I thought so. These dragons have told me much about this little girl of Daichi's who makes the best tea in the whole of the universe. It has
Would
been
you
driving me mad, to be honest. I
would you
have,
like to try some?
well, honestly, yes. They have been talking about this for about a whole week. 3 different dragons come through talking about tea, and none of them say that our tea is as good. It is terrible news. Please, if you would be so kind, I would be honored to taste this. And you see him now sort of struggling as he gets up out of his chair and he comes and takes a few steps down the stairs. As as he gets to the bottom, he gives you a curt bow, Ekron, as he says, "It is good to see you again. It has been a long time. How are things in the hells?" And you will have an opportunity if you want now, Sakura. You have still got your equipment on you. Oh, that all of the equipment that you had. If you wanted to try and make tea,
Yes, she will make some tea. Busy, that's it. Busy.
I am
She
sure
gets very excited.
the heavens have been busy as well. But soon the summers will begin and the armies will go back to war. I'm sure you will get even busier then. It will be busy for us both. But if the prophecies are true, then we shall have a new queen come winter. I hope that old shogun is ready to give it up.
Sakura. No, she won't inquire. It's a bit rude to be eavesdropping.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not trying to say this subtly. His voice is booming out over this place. You're all, um, he seems quite a lot more relaxed now, and the 2 angels that were on either side of him, they are watching closely, but they seem to be at ease. They, the mood seems to have calmed a little, and it just seems like they are kind of hanging out here. This is clearly doesn't seem to be the main temple. This seems like he came here for some rest and relaxation. Oh, sorry, I got tongue tied on that one.
The power of tea, hey. But she'll ask, a new queen, you say?
If the prophecies are to be believed, there is a rumor that a new queen will rise, and I think we are all hoping it will not be your friend, Ekron. The dragons have had their time. I believe it is time for new blood. But, with the prophecies of dragons, there are signs every 5 minutes. It is hard to know what to believe.
She nods and continues with the tea.
You can give me another intelligence-based performance for. Have I only made you guys roll performance tonight? That's really weird. Um,
Nope. You also
but
did athletics for basically pile diving that guy.
yeah, okay. But there was
Oh no,
a little bit of a
the
please.
25. Oh wait, and I also
Okay, so
Oh
with
yeah, intimidation also. That was what it began with.
also, so that will be 32 if that's. Wait, no, not
yeah,
32.
Yeah, no, that
Somewhere around
that
there.
works. As you perform the perfect tea ceremony, as you set everything up just the way it should be, and he's watching you very closely as you do this. Seemingly, as as you get further and further into this, you start to realize that this is he may be testing you, and it seems like you've done everything perfectly. As nervous as you have been around some of the dragons you've tried to make tea for, you feel like you've gotten good at making tea under pressure. So at this point, you have done it perfectly, and your tea is prepared.
Yay! She's very happy with it.
Okay, so are you going to? Well, we'll get to you in a second. Thomas and Ian, are you guys doing anything?
Iron is currently a little bit stunned from looking at what's happening. Having tea served to the emperor, he's just currently leaning against this wall or whatever it is, watching this happen.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you can actually give me a perception check, Ian.
Oh, sure thing.
You take a look around as this is happening, and you see that this place is not very heavily guarded. You see that there are a couple of angels around that seem like they are quite dangerous and very capable. You can see a couple of champions that were clearly fighters in the arena once, but there's a sort of somewhere in the back of your head you start to think, could probably I could like run a heist on the heavens. It doesn't seem like it would be that difficult.
By the way, it's a 23, not a 17. My
Oh yeah,
reliable.
then you see a couple of little entrances, and you see that there is a lot of stuff plated in gold. There are a lot of things that would be worth quite a lot of money on the material plane. Unfortunately, not in hell. That's all soul coins. But this is a very fancy place, and it's strange that it's not better or more well defended.
He thinks about that to himself. It's like, if only I wasn't dead. And he says this like softly out loud.
Thomas, what about you? Are you still taking a swim?
Thomas has basically gotten up from it and basically crawled up and is like, interesting. Not a dead. I wonder if that still anger issues. Yes.
And
What
as you're doing this, you overhear Ekron busy asking the emperor about the half orc, and he says, "The half orc? Oh, that thing swimming in the river.
the?
Why? I don't know. I don't think I know him. Why would he have been left in limbo? Hey, orc, why were you left on the in between?"
That's a good question. I wonder if Samara's father had been mad and then was like, you know what, just pull some things and like, he did a really bad job, so strike him off the list and just forgot all about it. Being drunk and what do I know? What I hear, he has a habit of getting drunk and then shenanigans happens. Maybe child that's conceived.
You see him sort of wave his hand in the air as he kind of dismissively rolls his eyes and goes, oh, so another one. Oh, I'm sorry. If you were a fighter in the arena, this was a problem. A little while ago, someone came in and struck a bunch of names off the records of heaven, and now there are a few lost souls. We still haven't figured out who did it, but look, I'll tell you what, Lord Shiva, and he waves a hand and gestures for Seto's father to come and join you. As he does, and he comes and stands next to the tea ceremony, also looking over it, and he gives a bow, and he says, Lord Shiba, send your man to get one of the peaches from the tree of heaven. I think he has suffered enough, and for this girl, she has got a brighter mind on her than I have seen in some of the oldest elves I've met, and at such a young age. It is a terrible travesty. Please, uh, let your man bring a few peaches for them. And at this point, Sheba bows and says, yes, my lord. And he turns around and nods to the Monkey King, who gives him a deep bow, and you see a little grin on his face before he starts to run off. Does anyone want to do anything while this is happening?
What does those peaches? And he's basically just looking extremely confused.
Not the. She doesn't say this out loud. It's just me thinking out loud.
Girl, if you have something to say, say it. Just gonna
She
eat
didn't
you
say
up.
anything.
I know you wanted to say something. Tell it. And you feel. Or
You
maybe
can
it's
give me
just lie. Yeah, say it.
you can give me a religion or a history check if you want to see if you know anything about the peaches he was talking about.
Can I also try? That is quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Thomas, you have no idea what peaches they're talking about, but you've tasted peaches before. I mean, doesn't sound like a bad idea.
At least it's not
It's pretty good.
papaya.
Like a nice swim, a fresh peach, not a bad day. But Sakura, you know that there is a tree in the heavens, that this is something you've read about, but it is sort of a thing of myth as far as you know. Although a lot of people do believe in this story that go and fight in the arenas, that there is a tree which grows peaches which are given to immortals. Eating a peach basically grants you immortality. So it is something that is given to people once they reach the heavens, so that they they basically don't have to worry anymore. They can go about their lives in the heavens and become gods. You see, not all the fortunes are actually gods. Some of them are just powerful dragons or some fey creatures, things like that, because the heavens are actually located in the material plane. They are not actually in a completely different plane. You are basically just in the clouds, but in this place, in order to create immortals and create these gods, they eat these peaches. And each of the champions that win in the arenas that are brought to serve under the emperor, they are also given these peaches in order to fight. It's yeah, it depends. Like I think you eat one peach and you get resistance to all damage. You eat two peaches, you gain immunity to all damage, and three peaches, you gain actual immortality. Or in what is it in? Not invincible.
Invulnerability.
The one that we don't age, like you can't die of old age either.
That is immortality.
So I was I mixed them up in D&D terms. So you would need to eat three peaches in order to become fully immortal. And these peaches grow very, very rarely. It's like it can take hundreds of years. You're not entirely sure how long, but you know that this can take tens to hundreds of years to grow new peaches on the tree. So they are used very sparingly.
And she's being offered peaches. Wow.
And yeah, she is being offered one. That is a great honor that for a Kigani person.
Mm.
But it would also eating one would also imply then staying in the heavens forever. That would be committing your soul to the heavens and then living out your days there. It seems like the emperor is now going, well, all right, well, you guys can hang around. That one seems tough enough to fight for me, and he seems like he would like to keep talking to you and enjoying more tea ceremonies for eternity.
Hmm.
Maybe he's looking for a wife.
Hmm.
And at this point, as you guys are all standing here having this tea ceremony, is there anything else you guys would like to do?
No, I don't have anything to really do up here. I'm just following Ekron.
So, all right. So as you guys are you having your tea, and I'm assuming Sakura makes some tea for everyone there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's having their tea, and the emperor, as he's sipping his, he says, "Come, Sakura, walk with me." And he just takes you aside, and you see these lumbering footsteps as he walks over to look over the edge of the pool. And as he's walking, he says to you, "You know, I could really use someone with your capabilities in my courts. I must admit, I knew more than I first let on. I have heard that you were coming. My assistants gave me some background information. I've heard that you are a talented student, and I could use that. Would you be interested in coming to work for me, Sakura?"
That's a rough question. That's a tough question. Oi. I mean, I imagine it must be like a huge honor.
It is rare for a mind such as yours to even become discovered or to survive very long in this world, and clearly you have not survived. But with my help, we could help you to expand your knowledge even further, and in time, perhaps you could help bring about a new peace in this land. What I am offering you today, Sakura, is a chance to start again. I see in your soul that you recognize Daichi has his faults, and I'm sure you will know the Shogun has his. But together we could change that all.
Hmm. She'll.
Well, okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry. You can go.
Okay. While the emperor was walking, when the emperor walked past, I whisper to Ekron, and I say, I'm surprised he can even get up."
She'll say, I know it seems a bit selfish of me, but I can't help but worry about my friends, Sato in particular. You see, he has trouble getting close to people, and I'm worried that he won't find other friends, if you know what I'm saying.
He smiles and looks over at Lord Shiba and says, "Ah, I understand, my girl. The Shiba family, their clan are good people. I keep his father very close by for the same reasons. But I am not here to take away your friends. You will need people you can trust. And the more you have, the better our chances. I think he would be a fine addition and a fine captain for your army." As as he's looking down, you hear from somewhere behind you, you hear the scream, and you hear the clanking of armor as a a soldier comes running down the steps, and he comes running into view, running up towards you all. You see him rushing, and as he gets behind the emperor, he drops down to his knees and throws his hands down on the floor and says, um, my lord, I have terrible news. And the emperor just was about to say something to Sakura and turns to him and he says, my lord, all the peaches, they have been stolen. He took them all, my lord. And with that, we are going to end the session. The Demon Monkey King has stolen all the peaches from the Tree of Heaven.
Absolute legend.
Oh shit.
The best, bro.
This is the same Demon Monkey King that we fought like a whole lot of sessions ago, right?
Yeah, it's the same one. You guys sent him, you killed him, and he has been training with Lord Shiba, with Seto's father, ever since, because he was like, all right, that Seto guy, he had some moves. I got to go get some training done. So